Palantir, lately sort of not a very highly talked about stock, is up by close to 13% after hours. We're going to be talking about what this move is, whether Palantir can become the next IBM, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, or Facebook, and whether or not Palantir is a buy at $23 per share at a $45 billion market cap. So thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Adam. I talk about everything related to stocks, long-term investing, dividend plays, cryptocurrencies, and my thoughts on the stock market. I actually own Palantir Technologies, and I'll show you my portfolio in a little bit if you're interested to see that, just on Wealthsimple. By the way, if you want to earn 2 free stocks, click the link down below, and if you're in Canada, check out my link to Wealthsimple. But basically, Palantir just got awarded a big government contract, over $800 million, basically with the American Army, I think through their Gotham platform, which we're going to be talking about. But first, what is Palantir? It's a software technology. They make products for human-driven analysis of real-world data. So they're focused on augmenting information technology. So creating the world's best user experience for working with data, one that empowers people to ask and answer complex questions without requiring them to master languages, statistical modeling, or the command line. So their major products are Gotham and Foundry. But before we talk about that, let's just take a look at a few key stats. So right now, 45 billion market cap. They're not making a lot of money right now. So for example, the past 3 years here, 2018, they earned 500, close to 600 million revenue. That went up to 742 million revenue. Now over 25% up from that, their revenue was $1.09 billion in 2020, but they also lost 1 billion, the most that they've ever lost in 2020 as well. So it's nice to see that they're earning revenue. Now it's just they have to transfer that revenue into the bottom line. But a lot of people, of course, the markets are forward looking. So a lot of people are sort of pricing in future earnings growth. And so if you look at, one, this is the stock chart, but two, if you look at their analyst expectations, you're seeing close to 38% growth for 2021 for their revenue. That's a pretty ridiculous amount, So average estimate is 1.5 billion revenue, where versus 2022, close to 2 billion in revenue. So, revenue of 2 billion against a market cap of 45 billion, you could say that it is sort of overpriced. But a lot of people, one, this is kind of a meme stock, but a lot of people are expecting even potentially further growth and more contracts like this. So basically, Palantir stock rallies more than 10% after a $123 million Army contract. The company said it won this contract to provide the Army with its Gotham platform, which is an operating system for defense decision-making and is specifically designed to connect the dots between disparate sources, Palantir said in a statement. And if you know anything about the tensions between China and America, those are mounting. So, there's always going to be, national defense is always going to be super important for America, super important for sort of keeping America's place in the world, right? So, and especially with Gotham being an AI sort of company and software company, it's sort of designed to provide services to the Army. And this is not the first time that Palantir has been awarded a contract with the Army. Palantir said the platform will support Army intelligence users worldwide with a globally federated intelligence data fabric and analytics platform spanning multiple security classifications. So we look forward to continued working, blah, blah, blah. So, is this 10% move warranted? When you think about this 10% move adds a $4.5 billion valuation to Palantir stock. And because it's forward looking, you look at 45 billion, a 13% move means, an increase of more than 4.5 billion in the company's market cap. So, off of a $800 million contract, an increase of 4.5 billion, some could say that this is also pricing in, one contract leads to another contract leads to another contract, but I think that this move may be overblown. So let's just take a look at the chart. You look at something that will increase the price to $26.25. So that'll put them, $26 will be around right here. So this will put them sort of right in the middle of the Bollinger Band. And you can see Palantir, as well as other tech stocks, because of fears of inflation have been not doing too well, right? So, I mean, it's sort of riding the bottom of a channel. So I think a rebound is in store. And again, $26.27 would put the stock right about here, which is not even anywhere near the upper Bollinger Band. So some could say you could even potentially hold the stock until it reaches its previous threshold, even just a couple of days ago at $28, and then potentially sell. Or you could just keep holding on if you're a long-term value investor. And if you believe in the vision, if you believe that software and information technology and data-driven analytics is the way of the future, then you could potentially even hold this stock for the long term if you're looking 5-10 years down the road, because this could be the next IBM with 100+ billion market cap, or the next Microsoft with a $1 trillion+ market cap. If you're really looking down the road and if you believe this is where technology is going to go. So yeah, basically, I just want to also clarify the Gotham versus Foundry. So Gotham traditionally sings in operations and investigations, taking large data sources, unifying them, and enabling users to mission plan and find insights from the ground up. Foundry was built to answer the computationally challenging questions enterprises have at scale. So I'm a scientist. I'm doing my master's degree in neuroscience. And if there's anything that I learned is that we are living in a data-driven society, right? You have so much data being thrown at you, and there's so many different ways to analyze it that sometimes it's just overwhelming. So if you have a solution that basically conglomerates this data into one big source and sort of analyzes it for you, that's a huge benefit that you don't have to spend time on if you're a business, for example, and you don't really know what to do with your market data or your like which product sells the best, for example, and which brings in the most profits, right? So this is huge. Same thing for the Army, right? And them getting more and more contracts with the Army and these national federations is just like a good look for Palantir, right? And let's see if we're still signed into my Wealthsimple. But I'll just like to show you my portfolio real quick. It hasn't been doing incredibly well since, there was a huge downturn in tech stocks. But of course, we're still holding strong, and we're just doing what we need to do. But at least my cryptocurrency position, we can see we're up 84%, up $631 on that. Down all time on my TFSA, 3%. But again, markets have not been very kind to me. So this is my whole position. And if we go all the way down to P, I only have I think one share or a couple shares in Palantir, and we're up to 4%, 11%, another 13% after hours. I just want to sort of dip my toes in. But yeah, this is how my portfolio is looking. You see Clover Health, Canadian National Railway, a lot of sort of big players, kind of diverse group of companies, right? I have some shares in Astra, which is like a rocket launcher. So there's some safe stocks, a lot of by Alibaba and Baidu, Caterpillar infrastructure play. Same with, I guess, Canadian National Rail, Coinbase. I'm up 9% on that. So, a lot of diverse plays that I have here in my Wealthsimple account. That's just a brief overview. I have a previous video talking about my Wealthsimple and TD account, if you're interested in checking that out. So let me know what you think. By the way, even Bollinger Bands here, if it rides the upper Bollinger Bands, I think about selling. If you sold at 28, you would have been really lucky, because then you could have avoided this downturn and even buy low right here and sell high. And hopefully, if it does that again, the rally continues to $28, $29, I might think about selling and then potentially buy in if Palantir drops to, $23. And as soon as you don't think it can happen, it happens. So let me know what you think about this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to my channel and check out my free Discord link down below, where we have a growing stock community, as well as my links to support me through my Patreon, and you get my real-time buys and sells. But yeah, cheers guys, love you all, and until the next one, peace out.